Second Nature for Children in the house. I hope everyone is doing well. I've had a awesome day. Awesome day. It was a beautiful day. Still good to be on this side of the ground. I know a lot of people didn't make it today, so definitely thankful to still be here and to still be able to bring this information. Second Nature for Children is a youth organization where we're working to make sure that our youth have complete wellness, and that's the education of their bodies, their minds, and their soul, and making sure that they understand their lives and their journey in these three areas where especially people of color, but people struggle the most dealing with their bodies, their minds, and their souls. And since it's Sunday, since I'm talking to grown folks tonight, we're going to touch on the spiritual aspects. I'm always going to stay within my lane, meaning that I'm always going to be dealing with the body, the mind, or the soul. You don't have to worry about me talking about plumbing, brick mason, being a lawyer, or nothing else. I'm going to stay within my lane where I expert at, and that's dealing with the mind, the body, the soul, how to connect the three to make a great impact and to make a difference in your life. And I want to thank a lot of people that was reaching out and saying that, hey, we want to support your youth organization. So if you would like to support our youth organization, that's $SNF Children, $SNF Children. You could check out our website, snfchildren at gmail.org. SNF Children, Gmail. Oh, no, this is our website. This is our website. I'm giving you my email information. So our website, snfchildren.org. snfchildren.org. So tonight, let's dive right into it. And I may do this in two parts. Is religion confusing? And what is prayer? Yeah, I think I'm going to do this in two parts. And tonight, I'm going to define some things so we can make sure that we have a clear definition of some things. And you can get your biblical dictionary out, or you can get your Webster dictionary out, whichever one you want to look into. But I just want to make sure tonight that we define some things. So first, when we start talking about religion, and like I said, I don't do this with the children, but since the grown folks are in the house tonight, we'll do it with the grown folks. When I talk about the spiritual aspects of the program, the first thing I make sure that I discuss with them is them loving themselves, making sure that they have love for themselves, making sure that they understand the things that the heart possess for them to live a great life, especially now and as they become adults. But since the grown folks are in the house tonight, I want to talk to you about, is religion confusing, and what is prayer? And I may get to the what is prayer part tomorrow night. So let's define first. And like I said, you can get your biblical dictionary, you can get Webster, but I'm gonna give you very brief definitions and we're gonna move forward. But let's do religion so we can have an understanding and be very transparent about religion. Belief in and worship of God, listen, or gods. So you have God, capital G, and then we have gods with a S, small g. That's why I may do this in two parts, because I want you to listen to this. Religion, a belief in and worship of God, capital G, or gods, small g. Okay. Let's define God. The supreme being. They're talking about one. The supreme being, highest in rank or authority, the greatest. They're talking about one. a supreme being, whether it's male, female, whatever it is. Let's define it. They're talking about the supreme being. I see you, Brother D, coming in. Great to see you, always. Worshipped in most religions with a S. So that lets us know it's different religions as the maker and ruler of the world. So first we got God, this supreme being, which is one, that's worshipped in most religions. That means different religions. This one supreme being is worshipped in a lot of different religions. Think about that. Just slow down. A being that is thought to have supernatural or superhuman power. A being that is thought. That's what you think. Okay? That's what you think. So now you got this supreme being, one, or God's, small g, a lot of religions, and what you think. Ooh. A male God, small g, meaning by definition, I or you can be a God, small g, not the supreme being, person or thing greatly admired and respected. Small g. So now we know that when we define God, it defines God as a supreme being, one. So now it's telling us from the definition, not me, that the different religions, the different groups have wrote about their own gods with a small g. So it's one God, the supreme being, by definition. Every other religious group is writing about this supreme being, but they have their God, small g. And how arrogant if you try to take your religion and make it the supreme being. How can you do that? That means if other religion can do the same thing. So it lets you know that it's only one supreme being. And all these other religions have made their God, trying to make their small g God a supreme being. Think about that for a second. It's only one as defined supreme being. All the other different religions, from Christianity to the Islam to Buddhism to Hinduism, you just go all the way down the line, Judaism, whatever. They've all come along and written their doctrine how they want it to be, talking about the supreme being, but then giving their God a name. Muhammad, Jesus, Buddha, Hinduism, Christian. Think about that for a second. Think about that for a second. Is this religion thing confusing? So Brother Darrell would say, so if that's the case, brother, who's to say who is right? None of them is right because they're all writing their own doctrine. So when you join a religion, you're just simply joining a religion based on what you believe, not knowing, but what you believe. Because like I said, how arrogant can you be to just make your God the higher God, the best, the religion that everybody should be? No, 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 no. No one knows. So you just have to go with your faith and your belief. Yeah. That's like everyone is saying they are doing their own thing. Yeah. Every religion comes on the scene from disagreeing with another religion. I'm going to say it again. Every religion comes on the scene from a disagreement with another religion. Why do you think you got so many different Christian religions? I thought it just supposed to be one Christ, one body in Christ, one Christian, one group say you go to church on Saturday, one group say you go to church on Sunday, one group say Jesus is the Son of God, one group say he's God in the flesh, one group say he's just a prophet. One, look at everybody is saying no, we don't see it that way. So you just simply going with your belief. And there's only one, by definition, it's only one supreme being that all the other religions with the S is writing about, saying that their religion is the best religion, and they are talking about the supreme being, in which they're only talking about their God with the small g. They may try to use the capital G, but it's only one supreme being by definition. And once again, how arrogant for you to say that yours is the best. It's just your belief, and that's fine. And I have no problem with your belief as long as I can see you are carrying out that belief. No problem. But they'll say, so they are saying if we don't agree, we will do our own thing. Yeah, well, if you don't, that's where the Roman Catholic Church, you got the Protestants from started up by Martin Luther, who didn't believe in how the Catholic Church was doing things. So that's where the Protestants, they come from, because they was protesting against the Roman Catholics. So then boom, we come out of that. Then you get the Presbyterians say, well, we don't see it that way, so we start our own church. Then you get Jehovah's Witness say, well, we don't see it that way, so we'll start our own church. Then you get, well, I mean, and just go on and on with the different groups. That's how they came about, because they saying we don't see it that way, so we'll start our own church. And so now when you start hearing what you hear, now you believe, you just go with whatever group you believe in, or you go where mama and daddy took you. That's how that worked. And 9 times out of 10, if mom and daddy was part of a faith, then that's where you're going as a child. And then you may grow older to see things another way, and then you go another way. But that's how that works. So I just want to know, is this religion confusing or what? And that's one of the biggest reasons our children, especially our youth, is not grabbing a hold to it, because this is a new generation. And I keep telling you, I work with children every day. They don't care nothing about your belief. when society is showing them something that's tangible that they can put their hands on. So your belief is fighting against society, and with our youth, your belief is losing. So we got to find another way to reach them without trying to embed your belief into them. It's not working. It's not working. It's too confusing. I talk to the children sometimes about, what church you go to, what this and that. They just all over the place. They just go because mama, dad, or grandmama go, but they have no understanding. I got adults don't even understand. Most of the adults don't study. Even Paul told Timothy to study to show yourself approved. You don't know many people, many churchgoers who study the Bible. They might read the Bible, but they don't study the Bible. And that's why so many different groups can take the same scripture and give you a different interpretation of it. And then now you got the guys that call themselves the Hebrew Israelites. Then you got the ones that say we the Israelites, we're not Hebrew Israelites. And then, like I said, you got some say, well, we just studied the Torah, the Old Testament. Then you got the same group will come along and say, no, we don't just study the Torah, we study the whole Bible. We're so confused. This religion thing is so confused, and it has us. We're so divided to the point where we're constantly trying to figure out what's what until our lives are just in shambles. Yeah, because we're trying to figure it out. We're wondering, is it really real? Is it really real? Till we're not getting anything done, because I want you to understand, them folks showing us, got us in a good place, sitting here going back and forth about religion, because they know as long as we keep debating it, it'll keep our focus on it, and we won't be able to focus on moving forward because we're just constantly going back and forth about it. We'll never be able to move forward as long as we just keep sitting here debating and going back and forth about religion. Then let's take the Bible. The Bible is just a collection of sacred writings. So it's this simple. It's like if you right now go and take a handful of spiritual writings, different spiritual writings, and put them together, you have a Bible. It's that simple. A collection of sacred writings that are dedicated. So we look at the Christian religion, they have put the Old Testament, connected it with the New Testament. These are called sacred writings. They put them together, so it's called the Bible. The Old Testament, accepted by the Jews, the sacred writings of any religion. So we know we got plenty different writings, plenty religions, plenty. You can go put your Bible together. Yeah, well, brother, you say, well, did a man write the Bible? Listen, we got plenty Bibles. It's not just the Bible. It's plenty Bibles. And of course, man wrote the Bible. Who else wrote them? Jesus and went writing no Bibles back in his day. As a matter of fact, the writings of Jesus didn't come out to years, hundreds and thousands of years later. That's why it trips me out when I'm looking at the Bible and they say, well, the red writing is Jesus talking. How you know? When the book went written to later. What happened to the missing books? They not missing. The Catholic Church have them. The Ethiopian Bible have them. They just, when they put this book together, they put the books together that they want you to have. Ain't none of them missing. The Catholic Church got them. A lot of the books just didn't fit in with the writing of the Old Testament and the New Testament, because it was things in those other books that conflicts with the Bible. So they like, no, we can't put that in now. about Jesus being married and Jesus having children and Jesus this and that. That's in other books. So it's certain books they couldn't put in your Bible where they have 66 books, where the Ethiopian Bible got 80. Then they got all different types of Bible with different books. But it's plenty writings that we would never get a chance to read. They just put this book together for us. So how you going to tell me it's from God and God wanted me to have it, but then you don't give it all to me. You just give me what you want me to have. Something is wrong with that. That's right. They created their own history. Absolutely. So I just want you to know, one of the biggest reasons that we're in trouble with our youth, because we are disconnected spiritually. We think we are spiritually grounded and bounded, but we are not. When the last time, church folks, that you went out and you really gave to help humanity, or you really served to help humanity? I'm not talking about in the worship building. I'm talking about in your home, in your community. That's what I'm talking about. It's your job. Some of the nastiest people I've encountered come from the church. Facts. We're not growing spiritually as a people on a higher scale. Maybe one or two people are changing, but on a higher scale, we're just caught into religion. It's just a custom. Sunday morning, it's just custom. We just go because Big Mama, that's where Big Mama took us. Formality, just used to going. But when have you really got that Bible and really got you some type of commentary and really studied the Bible? Because especially in the Old Testament, man, them Israelites will take that Bible and flip that thing up and down, just all kind of ways to make it fit them. Then the Christians they'll come back with the same thing, make it fit them. Then you got some Christians, you got the Mormons, you got the Jehovah's Witnesses. Man, they take the Bible and take words out and move words around. And then how many times do the Bible have to be revised? Wow. Is this religion thing, is it confusing? Because I know the youth are just sick of it. This is a new generation. We got to find a new way to work with them. And we got to learn how to make sure that we tap into that supreme being and not the gods with the small g that a lot of religions have brought about. That's one of the reasons we're hurting so bad as a people, because we think we're following the supreme being where we're really worshiping the gods, small g, that religions with the S have indoctrinated us with. I just want you to go think about that. I'm not going to hold you much longer, because for some reason, when it's time for us to begin to acquire knowledge and to be liberated, it don't hold us long. You know, if it was entertainment, like I say, or music or whatever, you know, a party, we drinking and smoking and having a good time, we can sit here all night. But when it come time for liberation, you know, so that's why I'm going to do this in a part 2. So I'm going to come back tomorrow night. Tonight, I just want to think about, is religion confusing? And then tomorrow night, I'm going to come back and what is prayer? Yeah, what is prayer? We're going to talk about prayer, because I think some people can make prayer like the lottery. Are you gambling? You asking God for something, it's a 50-50 chance you may get it, or it's a 60-40, or is this a 70-30? No, that's not prayer. That's not prayer. So tomorrow night, we're going to come back and we're going to talk about prayer. And I'm going to blow the dust off the Bible, and I'm going to get what they call the Lord's Prayer. And I'm going to break it down into sessions, how it's taught in biblical study as petitioning to God. I'm going to break that down. So we have to be careful with church. Yeah, absolutely. It's a ritual. Absolutely. Absolutely. Most of us are not doing nothing but going to church. We're not changing or anything. It's just like you say, brother, it's just a ritual. It's just, like I say, Sunday mornings, it's just a place we go because we've been going for so long. We love to hear good music, or we love to hear some good preaching, or it's just something. But as soon as we leave out, go read, and I'll break it down another time in the Bible, in the New Testament, about the farmer, where Jesus talks of give the parable of the farmer and the seed. You Bible folk know where it's at. The farmer and the seed. Go read that. I'll bring it to you maybe next Sunday and break it down and let you know that it's most folks in the church. That parable, the farmer and the seed. So I want to thank everybody for coming through. Had to chop it up with you just for a minute to let you know, because that was on my mind. Is religion confusion? Because it got a lot of folks confused. And tomorrow I'm going to come back and do what is prayer. So, brother, I want to thank you and thank the chat and thank everybody for coming in. And make sure that you subscribe, hit those thumbs up. Make sure you share this information with someone. Make sure that if you would like to support our youth at $SNF Children. We are a 501c3 organization. So just think you can do great by giving to the organization and helping the children. In the first of the year, you can write it off and get your money right back. So I just want to thank you again. Make sure you go back and listen to this and hit me up. Hit me up in the comment section and let me know, is religion confusing to you? Now, if you just a believer, then it may not be confusing because you just believe. But I have an inquiring mind and I have a lot of questions. And when I began to study and really dive into it, I'm really finding out and seeing that a lot of this stuff is not making no sense to me. But when I began to break it down and define it and really look at it, then I can say, oh, okay, I see what's going on now. So we got to be careful. So it is, Bro D. It's very confusing. What do we really believe? A lot of us don't know what we believe, because when you believe in something, it's a verb, it's an action word. So you don't have to tell me that you believe in anything. All I have to do is just watch you for a moment, and it'll let me know whether you really believe. So we're going to come back to it, brother. I have those questions that I'm going to post one night this week. Great questions for as us being enslaved as a people. So I'll make sure that they get posted this week. Great questions that are coming through the emails. So I want to thank you for that. And if I don't have any more questions, make sure you go subscribe, share, hit those thumbs up. Make sure you go back, look at those other videos that I put out. See how can I help you with dealing with your body, your mind, or your soul. But they say the belief and action does not line up. Absolutely not. I have some more questions for you, brother. Okay. Well, make sure you send me those questions, and I make sure that they get out this week. The ones that I have now, I make sure within the next night or so they get out. But I'm gonna finish up this what is prayer tomorrow. Tonight, I just wanted to make sure that I kind of brought in a little bit about is religion confusing? Is it confusing to you? So hit me up in the comment section if you want to shoot me an email, snfchildren@gmail.com. I love to hear from you. And hey, until tomorrow night, make sure you click on, because I'm gonna do that part 2 of this. I won't be live. So just look for it tomorrow. And we're gonna talk about prayer. I might just come on live. I just see what's going on. But I'm definitely gonna put the second part of this out tomorrow. Tonight, I just want to share with you about, is religion confusing? And tomorrow we'll finish it up with what is prayer. Until then, y'all take care, and I appreciate your time.